I mean, if you're a Bears fan, you're thinking forward progress. Come on.
10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abeticola on 312 Sports.
So, when we last left you, we were celebrating the fact that the Chicago Bears had dismissed the Philadelphia Eagles with prejudice and had ground them into the dirt in Lincoln Financial Field. And now we woke up today to the Bears sitting atop the NFC.
Yeah, with the Panthers win over the Rams, the Bears have jumped to the number one seed.
So let me say this, too.
I can't believe it.
We'll have plenty of time to micromanage this season.
For sure.
But let's also think about where this is in the big picture. Just about how the hiring of Ben Johnson, however they got here, however that unfortunate last season with Matt Eberflus was, and why they decided to bring him back, nobody really knows. Whatever it took, however the winds of fate, so often cruel as they are to the Bears, we're not at this point. And even as you see Kevin Warren finding his little place to stand in the doorway every time there's a celebration, I'd love to know what happens before so he can work his way to that point of the doorway, because he loves standing there. And I wonder if he has people like clear out an area so he can be seen as overseeing what is going on in the locker room. Whatever role he had in luring Ben Johnson here to making this an attractive opportunity for him, this is a time to savor it. Savor every bit of it. I don't know how it's going to turn or if it's going to turn. I don't know what's going to happen with injuries or what's going to happen with the salary cap. I love the fact that the Bears not only have a good coach right now, they've got the cool coach.
Yeah.
When's the last time the Bears had the cool coach?
Ditka.
Was he really cool? Yeah.
I mean, probably for that time, he was very football-y, and the NFL was a different time, and the fan base was a different
when he coined the
creature.
Word Grabowski's.
Yeah.
When he was doing Ditka, throwing his gum at people and driving drunk.
Yeah, he was definitely
wasn't that all fun?
Yeah, and he gave he flipped off reporters, taking pictures. I mean, he was the cool guy. He was the cool coach. So the Bears haven't had that since Coach Ditka.
Because Lovey didn't want to be that.
No, just wasn't his personality.
Nagy kinda when he took over, and that day at Wrigley Field when he accidentally said penis instead of peanuts, and he threw the perfect high strike and he threw out the first pitch. That was sort of the peak of Matt Nagy. But they seem to have the cool coach. We kind of knew it. We kind of knew it was possible.
Yeah, but you see where the Bears were just 1 year ago. They were coming off their sixth straight loss in a row. They lost to the Detroit Lions. They were then 4-8 on the season after starting 4-2.
Well, that's what old Flusy got the bye-bye.
And then he gets fired on Black Friday. And now here we are, Black Friday.
After
the Bears
let him do the press conference.
Right. They let him do the press conference, then they fire him like an hour later, 2 hours later.
Yep.
But here we are, this current Black Friday, 2025, the Bears dismantle, not just win, but they embarrassed and dismantled the Philadelphia Eagles at home.
They've laid waste to the state of Pennsylvania.
They have.
Not quite done yet. They haven't quite hit that one area in the central part of that state. I would like to see them pave over completely.
And so then the Bears will go on to lose to the 49ers, the Vikings, the Lions again, the Seahawks before they close out the season with a win at Green Bay to finish their season 5-12 under Thomas Brown as their head coach, who filled in for
remember that?
Matt Eberflus. And now you have Ben Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bears are 9-3 after 12 games, and they are currently sitting as the number one seed. Their playoff chances have jumped above 75% for the first time this year. They're sitting at 76%. They have games coming up with the Packers twice, the Browns, the 49ers, and the Lions. All going to be good testing games, good difficult games for NFC opponents, with the exception of the Browns, who are not going anywhere this year.
But that's a test, too, because of their defense.
It is a test because of their defense.
They can't
absolutely.
score, but
they can stop the run, and they can get after the quarterback with Myles Garrett. And we'll get into him a little bit more on this program a little bit later in the show. But the Bears are 9-3 and on top of the NFC. And I've been saying it for a couple of weeks, Dan. Let's enjoy it, and let's be completely surprised with the quickness with which they've gotten to this point of this season. But let's not lose focus that there's still something more to win here. Like, being satisfied with surpassing expectations is not where we should be as fans.
Well, that is what happened this weekend. That's what happened so rapidly, was to go from, hey, look at that win. Defining moments. They get past their over-under for projected wins, and here they are. And then everything else kind of snapped into place to make the point, well, who's standing in their way right now? Who would you say, well, they're never going to topple this?
No one.
They're never going to be able to get past this team.
There
Anywhere.
isn't. I mean, we've seen enough of the Packers, and we have 2 games with the Packers. We've seen enough of the Packers that they can not show up or show up for a game. The Lions can show up or not show up for a game. The 49ers can show up or not show up for a game.
Seattle's good.
Seattle is good.
Seattle's real good. Yep.
They can play defense. They can score some points.
But I don't mind putting Jalen Johnson on Jackson Smith and Jigba.
No, but you've seen enough from this Bears defense without their starters. Have done more than enough to hold teams down, to take the ball away. So, yeah, what game do you look ahead of these next opponents and say, I just don't feel good about that? Like, I'm done with that, because it was like this Philadelphia test, even though I said they were going to win, they were going to outright.
I did not think they were going to win, and they aced this exam.
Yeah.
They absolutely moved up in class in my mind with that performance.
I just love their mindset, because you hear from Caleb Williams week after week after week that we need to go 1-0. It's one game at a time. And I think that suits that quarterback as the leader of the team, that mindset that he carries. He goes one play at a time, big picture for him. And I think this comes from Ben Johnson, the top on down. The big picture is 1 week at a time. That's it. I mean, the Bears can't beat the Cleveland Browns until they get past Green Bay this first week.
Is there anybody in the AFC that scares you? Because I was watching Denver real close last night, and yeah, I know that their edges are so fast that it almost looks like they're offsides every time because of how fast they are. But okay, other than that,
okay, there's
I'd throw it the same quarterback every time.
No, there's
throw him every time.
There's 3 teams I'd look at currently in the AFC. I would say Buffalo, because of their experience, what they can do when they can run the ball.
And they've got the best player on the field.
As well as the Bears. Denver, because they're putting up a lot of points, but their defense is really good, and they get after the quarterback. Okay. And then the third team would be the Baltimore Ravens, just because of their experience and the fact that they're kind of getting healthy and getting back into a spot. They're now on top of the AFC North.
But Lamar hasn't really looked like himself.
He hasn't. But if the Bears were to play them again, you're what, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks away. A lot can happen in those next 8 weeks. 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks, whatever it is.
But as of right now, there isn't a single team out there where I look at it and say, "Oh boy, they don't have a shot there.
No,
they can't touch that team.
There isn't.
They no. Wait till they come calling."
I mean, we've talked about this blob season throughout the entire season so far, Dan, and the Bears were kind of in the middle of it. Now they're rising and rising and rising. And if you want to stay with the blob analogy, they're one of the top blob teams.
Well, have they escaped it? Are they out?
I mean, has any team really escaped it?
Is anybody orbiting the blob?
I don't think so. I don't think there's anyone orbiting the blob. I think there are teams that are at the top of the blob, maybe pushing against the edges of it, trying to find that weakness to get through.
Okay.
but no one's out there yet. But the Bears are one of those teams that are pushing the edges.
Because the goal of the NFL is to have a Super Bowl champion that never broke out of the blob.
Correct. That's what they want.
Yes.
I mean, it's not realistic, but that's what they want.
This is the league in which the Bears are playing, and they have established themselves. When you can block people like they block people,
yeah,
you can win any game you play. Anyone, because that the designed runs, the stuff that he's doing, the stuff that Ben Johnson is doing to keep people just enough off balance to hit him in the mouth. When you're falling forward for 5 yards, when you can count it, they're trying to stop you. And you saw a little bit that Vic Fangio, where he always wants to keep that back shell. But he'll roll it. He'll show it, and he'll show you some single high stuff. It was not a light box all game.
No, it wasn't.
And they still got people blocked because they were able to create pre-snap movement that allowed them to wall off a side. It allowed them to identify guys they wanted to double team. When you're able to block Jalen Carter, when you are able to take that defensive front and completely neutralize it, that's really the statement that was made above everything else, and the takeaways and the victory margin and all that. When you can't stop what you know is coming, it means the other team's really, really good at it.
Yeah, and then the defense for 2 more takeaways. Kevin Byard, another interception against Jalen Hurts, who doesn't throw in, or hasn't this year thrown many interceptions. I think that was the second one on the season. And then Deshaun Wright with the tush push gets that fumble. And I want to highlight one play. We talked about it on the postgame show, and it's a run play off right tackle with DJ Moore in motion, not in motion, but after post snap, goes left to right. He picks up the left defensive end, whoever that might be, and it's a run play off tackle. Because they ran that 3 times. Keep that play in mind, because I'm looking forward to seeing the progression of the pass plays that come off that.
Okay.
And if it's a fake handoff, that the running back then picks up that defensive end who's left free, which gives you DJ Moore out in the flats or a short pass to the right.
Because he's moving already.
He's moving already, and he usually picks up that defensive end. He did it a couple times. He can ignore the end. The running back can pick up the end. DJ Moore can just shoot out for a little pass. But more importantly, wide right is Roma Dunze.
Oh, so he runs a straight go.
Yeah. So it's going to give you 2 passing options. I'm telling you, that's a play they've ran, and it was a run play. There's going to be a complement to that. That's going to be a pass.
All right, I'm trying to picture him ahead. So Roma's lined up as the X.
Yep. So he's out wide right.
Right. Sure. And
DJ's
he's clearing out. So he's going to clear the flat.
DJ's in the left slot. Post snap, goes in motion, left or right. The tackle goes in, leaves the left defensive end alone.
I see it. Okay.
DJ hits him, and they hand it off. Now, you're going to be able to use that running back to pick up that end. DJ spits right around behind him. He can dump it off or roams deep. I'm watching for that to happen on a pass play.
You'd be reading it. You'd read Rome first.
Yes, you would read Rome first. No, not necessarily. I mean, if the play is for DJ to get the ball in his hands on a high percentage pass.
Well, maybe you run it twice, and the first time,
yeah,
you've cleared out. Especially if you're seeing zone. I'm trying to imagine that it would probably be the equivalent of like a zone flood type of play on which they scored the touchdown to Komet.
Yeah.
Which is what they did there, was that's an old-fashioned overload play. And the fact that Caleb was able to put it where it needed to be in that wind on the move to his left was terrific.
Yeah, and we talked about this too in the postgame show. Caleb's ability to roll left, to keep good posture with a good arm angle and throw with accuracy going to his left as a right-handed quarterback is really hard to do. Really impressive what he did. And then you take the game conditions, the weather conditions in that game as well, and he was able to do that. Really, really good stuff. Despite being as low as completion percentage on the season, again, it was a tough game to throw the football in.
Oh, and I'm not, just let the record show, I still want Caleb Williams' accuracy to improve significantly and expect that to win a Super Bowl, it will have to improve this year or any year. I want to be really clear about
Yeah,
that.
no, I agree.
Now isn't necessarily the time for that larger discussion, but a team, if the Bears win the Super Bowl, at least one of their wins on the way to that, and maybe in the Super Bowl itself, will be Caleb Williams taking advantage of resources dedicated to stopping the run.
Yeah, because that will happen.
Yes.
Defenses will focus on shutting down the Bears' run game, and he's going to have to continue what he's doing now, which is find the plays, enough plays to make those victories possible.
They're going to have to recognize one of those games. You're like, hey, it's on you now, fella.
Right, and instead of those where you might have 3, 4, 5 opportunities of a clean pocket with good posture and good foundation to throw, where he's missing those, he's going to have to hit those.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. And that's fine because they've told us again that they're not playing their best football yet, and they're not. When it comes to all three phases, they have not put one complete game together yet. I would say the Eagles and the Cowboys wins were probably the most complete, but they still haven't done a fully complete game yet, and they're 9-3, which is crazy. All right, Ben Johnson had some audio that we're going to take a listen to. So this is first cut for Ben Johnson.
What about their ability to kind of stay in the moment, just not day to day, game to game? I mean, I know it's a big thing for you, but like, what kind of have you observed about their ability to do that?
Yeah, no, I think that's once again that's a credit to the coaching staff, just trying to keep the main thing the main thing. I think it's a credit to our leadership too. You know, I got guys like Grady Jarrett and Byard on defense, and I know Joe Tooney. Like these guys, they all know what good football looks like. And they know the consistency that it takes to continue to win in this league. And so it's easy for those young guys to come to work it every day and just look at how these old heads are going about their business, and you just kind of fall in line. And so it's the same thing. There's no secret, man. There are no shortcuts. We got to go out next week and put in the same amount of work that we've been doing. And we got to continue to get better. We're still not at what we're capable of being yet as an entire team. And so we're going to continue to strive to put that full 60 minutes of 3 phases of complete football together. But these guys continue to get better each and every week, and I'm really proud of them.
Okay, well, he put it out there.
Yeah, he did.
Watch the old heads go about their business.
It's funny.
Yep.
That's what a cool guy can say. The cool guy can say that. All right, he was asked about Caleb's game as well.
You mentioned the conditions weren't ideal for the pass game. How do you think Caleb fared?
Yeah, off the cuff, it felt like the wind got the better of us on a couple throws. He made some huge ones down the stretch there. That throw to Cole was enormous. You know, he's rolling out to his left to be able to throw a dime like that at that point in the game. I thought that was really big for us, and so it's a struggle there. You know, you're trying to not become just solely run oriented, because then the defense is going to adjust too. So you want to keep that element of a pass threat over the course of the game, and I was hoping we'd hit a couple more just to loosen them up a little bit more and keep that run game going. So overall, though, I thought he did a good job just keeping the operation going. That was something that we were really harping on this week, was just making sure we were getting in and out of the huddle clean.
Okay, well, that's a pretty low bar.
Yeah.
If they're harping on getting in and out of the huddle clean, it is important.
Very important.
But that's not going to be a reason why you win the championship.
It's not, but it also allows an opportunity, creates a larger opportunity for his offense to achieve effectiveness and efficiency.
It is important.
Yeah.
I mean it. I know it's important. I know with everything that they do before the snap, it starts when the huddle breaks.
And I think...
And when the levee
let's
breaks.
Step back too and just kind of look at the week itself. I think he was meaning that this isn't like a greater picture goal for each week. I think it was for this particular week. It was a shorter week than normal, going into a hostile situation against the defending champs, and it's like, all right, it's really important that we have good operation this week. This week above all other weeks or most recent weeks or what normally we get to do, it's really got to be clean.
And then it
Caleb.
becomes a habit.
Yeah, but I think it was more of a focus this week, just given the specialness of playing on Black Friday as a 2:00 in the afternoon game. It's a shorter week, so I think that's what he meant there. But yeah, still a low bar overall. But going into this week, it had to be a priority to be successful.
And
on
I
the
think
road.
also too, Johnson was aware of his individual play calling matchup with his counterpart in Fangio, where if he's going to play that game and he is involved in a higher level game
of chess,
just
like
don't,
super chess.
Yeah, don't make me worry about all this shit.
Right.
You know, I'm presuming all this is going to be fine.
Right. No, you're probably right.
You know what I mean? Like
that's a good call. That's a good call.
Like he's like, don't even trouble me with do we have the right grouping in and are we lined up properly?
Because
like, guys, do me a favor. Just hook me up on that so I can get on with my stuff.
Get in, get out clean. Yeah. Like, let's not have all the pre-snap bullshit that we were experiencing in the first half of the year.
I got too much to do.
Right. No, that's probably good because we don't know what kind of information he's being fed as game's going on, as he's looking at his play sheet, as he's calling the play off to Caleb. Like, what's he getting? Like, are there defensive coaches that are saying, hey, they've done this the last 2 times, or when you ran this type of, I don't know what he's getting. And so that's probably a really good call. That it's like, hey, this is going to be stressful enough of a chess game. Don't give me the other bullshit that we don't need.
Right. Don't even turn your mic on with that stuff. Let me know what I need to know once I'm figuring out how I'm going to keep him off balance with this run that I had dialed up.
And then the touchdown to Cole was brought up, and here's a follow-up on that.
You called that pass for Cole for touchdown. Were you sitting there going, all right, we have a chance for a dagger here if we can, if we do it right?
Well, that's one that just presented itself. Swifty's actually the number 1 read on that, and as Caleb's pulling on out, you can feel the safeties dipping down low, and so I think he felt that, he saw it, and he delivered a good ball and made him pay. So that was good.
So that's on Caleb for seeing it, that the primary is DeAndre Swift, and that goes back to the play that I highlighted a couple minutes ago. If you have the running back picking up that end and DJ Moore swings out, maybe he's the priority. And if Caleb looks up and sees that Rome's got his man beat and it's, they keep in that man coverage or the zone's open to hit him, does he go to Rome?
It was a great drive for Caleb the entire way because there were 2 different 3rd and 4s. And on the first one, he feathered that touch pass into DJ Moore. On the next 3rd and 4, it was his read play to find Zacchaeus for the first down.
Oh, yeah.
Because there were some
he had a couple of big
choices
catches in the game, OZ did. For a guy whose playing time and opportunities have dropped.
And should have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, rightfully so. But, when he's being asked to make a couple, whether it's 2 or 3 targets, he's going to show up for those catches, which has been completely valuable. I want to jump ahead to Caleb real quick. He was asked about the touchdown to Cole Kmet. We just heard Ben Johnson talk about it. Here's Caleb.
What did you see on the touchdown pass to Kmet, and how tough was it to put a touch on the ball
with the wind? Yeah, that's the fun part about playing QB. It's dealing with the conditions, and then finding ways to kind of calculate where you need to put the ball, and how much air, especially when you have such weird gust that we had today. It would be kind of no wind, and then random points to be super heavy gust, and so. Cole ran a great route, and they ended up dropping him, and just kind of saw him flash. It's the play we haven't really practiced too much, especially this week was short week and all of that. So, it was something that we trusted, something we believe in ourselves as a team, as an offense, and as players. And Cole ran a great route, like I said. They kind of dropped him, saw a defender trying to catch up to him, just wanted to lay it out there, let the wind kind of push it back to him, and Cole made a great catch.
Yeah, if I was going to say to you before this game, if there's one receiver that gets deep, is all by himself, there's not a player, he's behind everyone, and he's being trailed by the guy who's supposed to cover him, would you have guessed it was going to be Cole Kmet?
No, but again, that's the function of play design.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's not the primary. We heard the coach say DeAndre Swift is primary, and great vision for Caleb to be able to see downfield and see that he has his man beat, and roll that way in the wind to make a beautiful touch pass in the end zone.
But correct me. Didn't Ben Johnson say he felt the safeties move up before he said he saw? Like, I think that's an important word there.
What Ben said about the Cole Kmet answer?
What Ben said about that play, about how Swifty was the first read, and then when he mentions Caleb, I believe he says Caleb felt that.
Right,
that's a big deal.
Here's what he said.
You called that pass for Cole for touchdown. Were you sitting there going, all right, we have a chance for a dagger here if we can, if we do it right?
Well, that's one that just presented itself. Swifty's actually the number 1 read on that, and as Caleb's pulling on out, you can feel the safeties dipping down low, and so I think
You
he
can
felt
feel
that
the
he
safeties.
saw it.
No,
and
he
he delivered a good ball, and
He
it made him
felt that
pay,
he saw
so
it.
He
was
felt
good.
that he saw it.
Yeah.
Well, those are different things. And if you can get Caleb in this immersion into this offense, if you can get him from he saw it to he felt that with everything, that then you're getting there.
it, yeah.
You're getting it.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're talking about, is the difference between seeing it and feeling it. So he used both words there. He felt that
as Caleb's pulling on out, you can feel the safeties dipping down low, and so I think he felt that he saw it, and he delivered a good ball and made him pay.
He
so
said
that was
first
good.
he said you meaning he
Yeah.
can feel it. He wants Caleb to feel it before he sees it. To know, and again, this is where we've talked about how you sell fakes and how you know. And that only comes with time, and it only comes with reps. That is a very subtle thing there. But as we discuss the fact that they're not dumbing down the offense for him, they're not putting in a college option RPO thing, and it's easier for coaches to do that. It's easier for coaches to be like, look, for now, let's just make it like your college stuff. They're not.
No,
they're not.
This is my offense.
This is my offense, the offense. When he said you can feel it, and then Caleb felt it, he saw it, that put a flag on there and be like, okay, that's a step. It's got to be like that all the time. And I will say this is not a direct comparison, but watching Bo Nix last night, same thing is going on with Sean Payton putting in the Sean Payton offense.
Mm-hmm.
And he trusts Bo Nix, who doesn't have the physical gifts that Caleb Williams has by any stretch. But he trusts him to feel some of these things and to work within the pocket sometimes to be outside of it, more so than we've seen the Sean Payton offense do in the past. But that's where the magic happens. That's when you're talking next level. If and when the Bears win a championship, it's going to be Caleb with his back to the defense, making a fake, and his expectation when his eyes return to the field is going to be closer to reality. And he doesn't have to wait and see it.
Right,
Like
before he decides to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's already
there.
He's already decided.
He knows when I come back around, I'm going here.
I'm ripping this.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's a good catch. All right, one last from Ben Johnson.
When Shawnee went and ripped the ball out on the tush push, was that something you guys had seen during the course of the week that might be a vulnerable spot?
Yeah. I mean, there's we certainly wanted to be sound in how we were defending that play and the compliments off of that play, and we were hopeful to have opportunities to get the ball there.
So they talked about it. And
I guess I have trouble with the yas sometimes because there's a lot of people that start sentences with yeah.
He does
said
a lot
it twice.
too. He does it a lot.
And if
as
you
well.
ask a question, Ryan Poles does this too, where the answer, even if the answer is a negative, they'll start their answer with yeah.
No. Yeah.
It makes me crazy.
I hear you.
But I do think that's an affirmative answer.
Yeah. Again, when we talked about it on the
yeah. Again,
see, I do it all the time, all the time, and I'll do the yeah no too. I think it's a Chicago thing as well. When we hear from Dennis Allen,
mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to hearing the question asked about that tush push and what they saw and how they saw it develop. Where they thought we're going to bring a guy in here because
it looked to
the
me
Eagles
like,
have been doing it so many times.
I guess, but it looked to me like Deshaun Wright saw the ball and went and took it.
But there's no other team that maybe said, "Hey, you get behind the line of scrimmage and go after the ball." Like this guy is upright long enough. Like they're
not going to blow the whistle, dig the ball out.
Right. They had to see something. Like Dennis Allen saw something on tape that said, "Send a guy in to get it." Or else Deshaun Wright just said, "Shit, there's the ball. Might as well go grab it."
Right. Might as well see
because I'm not getting a game ball.
Pry it out
ever.
Of there. Right. Damn it! I can't get a game ball no matter what happens.
All right. Here is Caleb Williams. He's asked about the best that's yet to come for this team.
You guys still have not played your best.
Yeah,
football.
no.
How are you feeling right now?
No,
it seems like nobody's as excited as you are. Maybe the stat line isn't what you would love, but I know you care about the win column. So how do you put in perspective just the idea of the best is still to come?
Yeah, I come in every single week and we work our tail off as a group, and myself included, and I want to maximize every single thing. That's why I get frustrated. That's why my frustration comes about, because I have such a talented group, whether it's the whole team really, special teams, defense. But speaking on offense, we have such a talented group and special group, and we got guys that really care, and so we can do something special for Chicago. And the frustration comes in just because you want to maximize, you don't want to waste time, you don't want to waste a year or anything like that, and that's why we get up that's why I get up every day, and so. We haven't hit our pinnacle yet in the sense of a team and execution on offense, and we're still winning these games, and so that's really important, and that's why I'm extremely excited. But you go watch the film and you see all these explosive plays, or you see all these small details that show up that are awesome to learn from after the game. But in the moment, you want to hit those, you want to have these moments and just hit on all cylinders, and so that's coming, and we're going to show our best ball here soon.
Hope so.
Anytime.
That'd be great.
Anytime.
They could start this Sunday against Green Bay.
Yeah, well, you're
be fine with that.
You're 5.5-point dogs. I can only imagine how Vegas is just cackling as they're rubbing their hands together.
Right.
Watch this. We're going to make them 5.5-point. They started 7-point dogs, didn't they?
Was it 7?
Or 6.5 or something? I think it's already been bet down. What? The Bears are on top of the NFC. I'll show you. They're going to kill it. It's the psychology of this, of my team's good, therefore I think my team is going to win. Use your head, not your heart.
All right, one last cut here from Caleb. And I pulled this up because I think it shares a little insight, what Caleb thinks, how he thinks about his team and his teammates.
Caleb, you mentioned from your perspective, what is it like when you hand the ball off and you look and you turn around and
you
look
see a
up
crease?
Yeah,
it's super fun. I don't know if y'all ever kind of see me back there, but when I see a crease, I start getting really excited. I start jumping around like a little kid, and so I'm excited. For those guys, those are my brothers, and I get up like I've said before. I get up every single day to go out here and work my hardest so that these guys can succeed, and I'm going to keep doing that because it's supremely fun to see smiles in those guys' faces after games, but also during games when they're being explosive. O-line is doing a hell of a job. Wide receivers blocking well, and the running backs are having these big explosive plays. So we're going to keep chugging along, and we're going to keep winning these games.
I just like that from your quarterback, that he goes out and works hard every day so these guys can be successful. Like that says a lot about not only his character as a young man in this league, but also as a quarterback, as the leader of this team. Like not many guys have that kind of mindset.
Boy, especially
it's about shine the lights on me. I'm the quarterback. I'm the star player. I'm the guy with the contract. I'm the guy that all the focus should be on.
That reminds
it's all
me
about
of
me.
somebody.
It's not about a guy that goes out and says, hey, you know what? I'm going to work my hardest so these guys can be successful. Again, we've talked about the attributes, the characteristics he has that you can't coach, that are dynamic and are really valuable for being a leader on a football team. That's one of those qualities.
So if I may contrast him with someone else, for example, that caught my eye over the weekend, a quarterback who, no matter what is going on, is always the complete center of attention due to incurable narcissism, bordering on solipsism, but I'm not going to go that far.
Is it curable? Is there a pill for it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know in this case that you can hear it up and down. It's just the oily, self-congratulatory way in which even the negatives are discussed.
Daniel, tell me, who is this you speak of?
Like sloughing off any fault that could possibly be your own, except for obvious lip service.
Is this a quarterback in the NFL?
It is.
Huh.
It is. The exact person of whom I'm thinking happens to be a quarterback in the NFL who, to contrast with what Caleb Williams is saying about his job being, and how much he feels better when his teammates perform better, and how lifting others brings him fulfillment and joy. polar opposite of that was a guy who thankfully was bleeding out of his head. That being one Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, boy.
Did you hear some of this shit?
I did.
Not his fault, by the way, that they lost 26-7 and that there were all these miscommunications with the wide receivers.
Did you watch any of that game?
I watched some of it.
Did you see the start of the second half?
What I did see, I didn't hear any of that.
Did you see the start of the second half?
No, I was still at Mariano's at that point.
So within the first 2 minutes of the second half, 2 turnovers for the Steelers. There was a sack and a fumble that led to a touchdown.
That's got to be the wide receiver's fault, too.
Yeah. And then I think he threw an interception, right? So within the first 2 minutes of a game that they were leading at halftime.
So what's the problem? Well, when there's film sessions, everybody shows up, he said. Aaron Rodgers did. And when I check to a route, you do the right route. Okay, then. We have our meetings every week. We have other opportunities outside of the facility, and I look forward to seeing all the boys there. So they're not coming to his meetings where he puts in his secret offense, don't forget. Because that's part of this when you work with Aaron Rodgers. Remember that. Then he gives one of his secret signals to Jonnu Smith, and they don't hook up because Smith ran outside, Rodgers threw inside. So what does Rodgers say? Jonnu and I just weren't on the same page. I checked to his inbreaker. He ran an outbreaker. Jonnu's a true professional. I'm sure he's sick about that. What a penis. I mean, really, unbelievable, this guy. Unbelievable.
Yeah, let me pull up that one
but
the other one, too.
What? Maybe, as Arthur Smith is running all this, maybe you don't have your special Aaron Rodgers secret offense, or maybe the rest of the team at this stage of your career doesn't need that. Doesn't need a whole off-menu in-and-out ordering system of the offense.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in-and-out at this point. It's a lot of work for something that's kind of mid.
So remember, he was asked about the coaching staff, too. Here, I'll just play this one.
Do you see the flatness within the game and in practice as something that's not being done right from a coaching aspect or preparation aspect that's kind of framing you guys in the wrong way?
I know what you're trying to ask, and I'm not going to go down that road at all. I believe in the coaching staff. I believe in Mike Tomlin. That's why I came here. And players need to take accountability, myself included, and I will continue to. I got to play better.
By saying you're not going down that road and acknowledging what you interpret as the purpose of the question, just because Aaron Rodgers says, I know what you're getting at, doesn't mean that's what the reporter was getting at.
Right.
That's just Aaron Rodgers. That's the difference between implication and the inference. That may be inferred, but not implied. And I see what you're trying to do here, and I'm not even going to discuss that. But now you're deciding to call attention to it. You're saying, you're telling me that I'm supposed to impugn the coaching. You want me to impugn the coaching? I'm not going to do that. I'm above that.
I came here for Mike Tomlin.
I would never do anything like that. And yet now, with that answer, you're doing work for yourself to draw that exact attention to it.
Right. Like a guy who cares about his teammates and his coaches would have just answered the last part of what he said there, where he was like, you know what? Players need to take accountability for their performance, myself included.
That's it.
I need to play better. And saying that just erases the question about bringing the coaches into it.
That's so weaselly.
Yeah.
That is such a weasel answer. I got you. I've solved you, Mr. Reporter. You want me to impugn the coaching, but I'm above that. I'm not going to do that. So check out this answer.
Yeah.
Just answer it. You can answer it in a way that doesn't impugn the coaching. Unbelievable. It's just this is why people get sick of all this crap. It's why people it's always, you can't just answer a question. You can't just say, yeah, then you're saying, well, Now the second day stuff in Pittsburgh is going to be who's not coming to these meetings.
Right. Yeah, and
who's not coming when they're talking about what routes you're on? Who's not there? Who's not coming to film session? This is you pulling everybody's card because God forbid it's your fault.
If I'm an offensive-minded head coach or an offensive coordinator of a team that has Aaron Rodgers that is pulling off his own playbook,
that's what happened with LaFleur.
Not interested. Not at all interested.
That was the whole thing with LaFleur. Remember the whole thing about
here's the playbook. This is what we run.
They're not letting me call audibles. What he meant was they're not letting me call my secret plays that I ran with all of my buddies.
Yeah.
So get my buddies. That's the same thing he did with the Jets, remember?
Yep.
These guys don't know my secret plays.
So they went and got Adams. And,
come on in.
Yeah.
So these guys know when I scratch my nose, it's Kenny from LaGrange Park who's calling, what's your beef?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
It's got to be just exhausting. It has to be exhausting having him in the building. We're an offensive coordinator who can put in all his stuff. Here's what we're going to do. Here are the routes. Here's what we're running. Here's what I'm calling. And Rodgers like, well, just hold on a second there. Wait, before we run that play, look, me, now we got it. And the receiver's just going to be like, all right, whatever, man. Why can't we just run the play? Can't with him. You can't.
All right, let's look at another game in the NFL, and this was courtesy CBS, and it's Kevin Harlan, Trent Green on the call.
That's Kittle. Here's Purdy. The Kivitz, the block. Here comes Garrett. It's a sack, his first today. Pressure up the middle.
So that's the call of Myles Garrett getting a sack, his only sack against the 49ers, but it takes his total, Dan, to 19.
19.
He's 3.5 away from the NFL record. Ooh. Strahan and Watt at 22.5. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to call this. He's breaking that record this weekend.
This weekend?
Yes.
I thought you were going to set this up for the Bears game somehow.
No.
Okay.
He's breaking the record this weekend when they host the Tennessee Titans, or they play the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're at. I think they're actually at Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee bad. They're real terrible.
I think he'll get at least 4 sacks.
Okay, I'll take the under.
On a team that has given up 48, which is the most in the NFL.
I'll take he's an individual getting 4 sacks is a tough bet.
I'm going to go for it. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to find that bet on my bookie, and I'm going to take it.
All right. Well, let the record show that, and you've also taken you have bet that Andrew Billings, this is on DBU.
Yes, can run
a sub 540.
Yeah, I'm looking for him
currently.
To get a 4.99. He can do it for me.
Hell no.
He can do it for me.
Not
I believe
in seconds
he
can't.
I believe he can. We said seconds?
You believe wrong.
No, I think he can do it. No, Myles Garrett is going to break the record, period. It's going to happen. I'm going to say he does it this weekend in Tennessee in spectacular fashion.
Okay, I'd love to see what that number is to
bet
on somebody getting 4 or more sacks.
Let me just make sure that schedule here. Where are they? This is week 14.
I would think before.
Oh, they're actually in Cleveland. They're in Cleveland. So I was right the first time around. So they are in Cleveland. The 1-11 Titans go to the 3-9 Browns. Myles Garrett needs 3.5 to tie, 4 to break the record. I say he gets it this weekend against Tennessee.
All right.
And I don't think it's going to be like he's on his third one, and to get the fourth one, I don't think an offensive lineman's going to lay down for him, or the quarterback's going to lay down for him either. I think he's going to earn all of it. All 23 sacks will be earned this year by Myles Garrett.
All right. I'm trying to see if there is a way to determine if that wager is available on my bookie. So that I don't know, man. When's the last time we saw? Was it like Alex Brown against Bob Whitfield or something? When somebody had 4 sacks in a game that we remember?
Well, what was the? Wasn't there like a 7-sack game for a Bears quarterback got sacked 7 times within the recent past?
Well, Cutler got sacked like 10 times and a half against the Giants.
Was it the Giants that got him?
Yeah, that's the one where he went to halftime and was telling he was MFing everybody. Right?
Somebody had to have 3 or 4 that game.
Oh.
But regardless, he's going to break the record this year. Good for him on that. And I'd love to see him do it this weekend in one game. That would be spectacular. All right, here's a clip I'm going to play for you, and it was from.
Is this the one that's going to make me mad that I was listening to it? I was half listening,
not telling
and I
you
said,
what it was.
Is that? What is that? What is that? And you weren't telling me what it was.
All right, so this is the NFL on Fox.
Okay,
and it is Howie Long and Julian Edelman.
Usually you say with a quarterback, particularly a mobile quarterback, make him go to his left. He's as comfortable rolling to his left, flipping his hips.
Komet?
Yes.
That deep post.
You know what he is? For me, he's John Elway from my generation.
Oh, wow.
Now,
Wait,
John Elway was...
Stop it for a second. Who's John Elway?
Caleb Williams. So for some reason, Edelman
John Elway
says Komet. He's talking about Caleb Williams. Howie Long's talking about Caleb Williams.
Usually you say with a quarterback, particularly a mobile quarterback, make him go to his left. He's as comfortable rolling to his left, flipping his hips.
Komet?
Yes.
That deep post.
You know what he is? For me, he's John Elway from my generation.
Oh, wow.
So it's on the Komet touchdown pass, obviously, that Howie's talking about.
Now, John Elway was, he didn't light it on fire initially, and then he has a great career, and he's a Hall of Famer.
And he seems to be coachable, Caleb.
I think he challenged him.
He did.
He challenged him. Usually, and I don't know if you feel this way, but I think a lot of times the more talented guys are the guys that maybe work less on the details. Guys like you and me, who carry a lunch pail to work, you work your rear end off, and if there's no stone left unturned, I want every edge I can get. I want to look at every film I can. I want to look at every formation I can. Caleb is starting to buy in. He challenged the team, but he also challenged the quarterback.
All right, so what's he inferring there about Caleb Williams, Dan?
I'm not sure.
Who carry a lunch pail to work, you guys like you and me. Usually, I don't know if you feel this way,
I swear to God, I don't know what point he's making.
A lot of times the more talented guys are the guys that maybe work less on the details.
But the more talented guys are the guys that work less in the details. I'm hearing Howie Long say Caleb Williams is a very talented, naturally gifted person, quarterback, athlete. And before Ben Johnson never worked really hard on the details. That's what I'm hearing him say.
I just don't like the Elway comparison.
And on top of that, he's comparing him to John Elway.
Elway threw a ton of interceptions. Elway was a great quarterback. But John Elway was an incredibly inefficient quarterback. Do you know what Elway's career rating was?
Is he low 80s?
Not even 80.
Is he 79?
79.9.
Wow.
Because he threw 226 interceptions. At every season of his career, he had 10-plus picks. He had 23 interceptions in 1985. And this is just his INT totals: 14, 15, 23, 13, 12, 19, 18, 14, 12, 17, 10, 10, 14, 14, 11, 10.
And Caleb's at 5, but we also have to look at attempts, too.
How many 4,000-yard seasons do you think John Elway had?
I'll say none.
One.
Okay.
One 4,000-yard season. He had 300 touchdowns, 226 interceptions. Completion percentage of 56.9. Okay.
That's not high enough.
No, I mean, Caleb has to be significantly better than that using modern numbers and understanding what modern quarterbacks are asked to do.
Usually, and I don't know if you feel this way, but I think a lot of times the more talented guys are the guys that maybe work less on the details. Guys like you and me, who carry a lunch pail to work, you work your rear end off, and if there's no stone left unturned, I want every edge I can get. I want to look at every film I can. I want to look at every formation I can.
You don't think talented players do that? You don't think talented players put in that work?
Well, I don't know. I heard it and took it as a little bit of a shot at a talented guy who thought he was going to walk right in and just do what he wanted to and didn't have to put the work into it. But he finally has that challenge now in his second season working with Ben Johnson. And he says it. Ben Johnson challenged the team, but more importantly, challenged the quarterback.
And also, Howie Long was the 48th overall pick. This guy, Howie Long, wasn't some undrafted free agent or something. And he played at Villanova. So for him to be a second-round pick out of Villanova, that's all talent.
That's all talent. Yeah, 100%.
Come on, man. And then you have two kids who play in the league well, and you don't think there's natural talent there?
Right.
Come on, Howie. I'm a lunch pail. Come. You were the 48th overall pick in the draft. Please. I honestly, I'd love to just pound on, but I really have no idea what he was talking about. I'm really struggling with that. From the way he passively says talented guys don't work as hard, which I don't believe.
I 100% agree with you.
I don't think that's fair. It sounds bitter too,
because like your talent, just your talent alone isn't enough in this league. No, it's not.
The list of, cuts everywhere and every season, and high draft picks and pedigree. There are plenty of people completely out of football because they're talented as hell and never understood how to do the work or never desired to do the work.
Right.
The people that stay in the league and succeed in the league are a combination of both. So I will not grant him the givens that he's asking for there. And I'm just not sure. I would need to ask more about what he means by the Elway comparison. Because there's good aspects to Elway that are special. There's some bad aspects that I think embody the old expectations of quarterbacks. He's sort of like in a modern day, Namath, where Namath's numbers were awful. He wasn't even really all that good.
Yeah, I never considered. I watched John Elway's career. I never thought of John Elway as a great thrower of the football. He was. I've looked at John Elway.
A great arm.
As a great strong arm, but a great leader, a guy that wasn't going to leave anything out. He wasn't going to leave it all in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it took to win a game, he was going to. Now, I love those aspects of his character, and sure, you want to apply those to Caleb and the game-winning drives and the fact that he never is beaten down by a mistake or a failure. Sure, you can look at those things, but overall, as a quarterback, I hope Caleb Williams far exceeds what John Elway did as a quarterback.
John Elway had like 10 Pro Bowls or something like that, and but when they won the Super Bowl, I covered it. I was there when they won the Super Bowl. It wasn't because of him; it was with him.
Right.
When they won the second one, it was more because
of Elway.
Yes.
I can't remember. The first one was the Green Bay one, or was Green Bay the second one?
I'd have to go look.
Okay. All I remember is that wasn't the Green Bay at the goal line, he got spun around. They did like a helicopter spin going for either the end zone or first down. And that's an image of him I'll never forget. That whatever it took to get the first down or get in the end zone. But yeah, I hope he far exceeds what he did.
What's this?
There have been some teams that have died this year, Dan.
Are we doing the in memoriam end of year segment?
There's 5 teams already eliminated.
5 teams are dead?
5 teams are dead.
Oh, well, we have the aforementioned Titans.
The Titans at 1-11 eliminated.
Titan be dead. Are the Vikings dead yet?
They are not.
Oh, Vikings alive.
The Raiders, Dan.
The Raiders
are dead.
Aw.
Another team. Actually, 2 more teams the Bears have played. The Giants.
Giants
are dead. The Saints are eliminated.
Are the Jets dead?
The Cardinals are eliminated. No, the Jets aren't eliminated yet. Where's our?
I got 5 then.
Yeah.
Cardinals, Saints, Giants, Raiders, Titans.
Yeah, the Jets have not found elimination yet.
And also, while we're doing this, credit to Dan Quinn for going for it.
Oh, for
going for 2. You're 3-8
instead of giving you more football to watch.
And I don't know what he said after the game because they'll be dead soon. But just say, you know what? We're 3-8. What do you want to? Everybody's tired. We're staying up too late.
You like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Raiders, Titans, Saints, Giants.
What's the name of this piece of music?
Cardinals. This is it's the funeral march
by.
Well, it's by someone, but this is Chopin's funeral march.
Chopin.
Yeah.
That would be by Chopin.
Well, yeah, this would be, but the performance is not.
Oh, I'm not asking about the performance.
I don't have an original Chopin. Yeah. Although he did have an orchestra.
Well,
just like John Williams.
The John Williams Orchestra.
Chopin had dancers, though.
The Chopin dancers.
Yeah. So our condolences to those football fans.
I just remember this from an early first generation video game, like the very first coin-operated video games. When Space Invaders came out, there was one called Boot Hill, where it was a one-on-one game where you were an old Western gunfighter,
and it would play this part of it
when you shot the other guy.
Yeah,
it would just play that, then you get on to the next round. That's how I learned it, because video games were bad then, but we didn't know any better because we were very, very excited because Space Invaders was hot shit.
Yeah, we were talking about video game systems the other day. I've had Atari 2600, ColecoVision, Intellivision.
Coleco. That was big time.
A lot of them.
So you could play real Donkey Kong.
I've had all the Nintendos, Sega systems, PlayStation, Xbox. Now the stuff the kids play is it's stupid.
Boot Hill arcade game. Yeah, multi-directional shooter arcade released by Midway in 1977. A sequel to the 1975 video game Gunfight, released by Taito in Japan as Western Gun. Yep, use a small joystick to move your cowboy up and down. You get 6 bullets. All right, the 11th highest grossing arcade video game of 1977.
Oh my God, these graphics are awesome.
Well, they were for then. Are you kidding? We loved it.
That's spectacular.
We didn't know any better. That was one step above going outside and hitting your head against a tree as far as entertainment possibilities back then.
Leave your kid out of it.
Seriously, playing in the dirt, writing in the dirt with a stick. That was a good game.
Pong, man. Remember when Pong came out?
This is post Pong.
But you could do Pong though. I hope instead of being outside playing with a stick and some dirt and a hose.
Yeah.
Not the hose.
Play with my hose.
Played with the hose later in life.
At what age did you have a hose with which to play? But yeah, no, that's the music. That's the Chopin funeral march for the Cardinals, the Saints, the Giants, the Raiders, and the Titans, who will be in the top of your next draft. And they'll be going after probably somebody other than one of these quarterbacks. Would be
think?
Yeah. Don't you?
Yes.
Have you ever seen anybody that you're like, ooh, get that guy?
No.
I want a combination of them. I want to take traits from each one and combine them into the quarterback that I would draft. But they will. They'll fall in love, and all of a sudden somebody will be a late riser up the board, and they'll be wrong, and the guy will be bad.
Yeah, and if you love watching Diego Pavia play football,
I don't.
Get ready for their bowl game because that'll be the last time you can watch him play.
Well, no, you can go to the CFL.
Well, unless he leaves.
You can watch him running around the wastelands of Manitoba if you want.
He led their team in rushing 7 times this year.
I actually think the Tulane quarterback would be a great CFL quarterback.
Really?
Jake Retzloff. He was the BY Jew at BYU. And then he went to Tulane, and he's good. He's fun. The North Texas kid is really good. He'd never played quarterback before. Mestamaker. He's like 6'5".
Good guy to have.
He can throw it. Just keep an eye on that guy.
Did they ask who wanted to play quarterback and he
raised
his hand?
I've
never done it, Coach, but I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, no, he's good. Drew Mestamaker.
He does make a big Mesta. 19
years old. He's 6'4", and apparently he hadn't really quarterbacked before. And there he goes. He was a walk-on on the Mean Green. You just give him a look. 6'4", 211.
Will do.
He can sling it. 28 touchdowns, 6 picks, almost 4,000 yards, a 171.2 rating. But they're going to lose.
So he's your number 1 pick in the draft, you think?
He's a freshman.
Is that what you said? All
freshman.
right.
He's like a real freshman. No, redshirt freshman, I think.
Okay.
But no, he's not my number 1 pick in the draft. There'll be an edge rusher that'll go crazy at the combine, and people will love him. And then there was a defensive back. Who is the Ohio State hybrid defensive back? That guy's nasty.
Who is it? What's his name?
His name is he's going to kill you. Because wherever the ball was, that guy ran
He's
up.
like
and,
my buddy. Wherever the ball was,
he goes, my buddy. Yeah, that guy at Ohio State that was blowing everything up, that might be the guy to pick. He was like peak Derwin James. That dude. Be good if I knew his name, wouldn't it?
Would help. You want to look it up before we say goodbye?
Yeah, well, I'll find him. But he's really, really good. Whoever that guy is, he's nasty. He's good.
All right, that'll do it for Forward Progress today here on December 1st. It's December 1st, Dan.
I know. I did rabbit.
Rabbit. What's that?
It's the first of the month. So when you wake up, if you're the first person in the family to text everybody rabbit, you're the one that gets good luck. Because if you say rabbit on the first day of the month before you say anything else, it's good luck for the entire month.
Is that for any month, or is that just for December? Is it a December thing?
No, any month.
Oh.
Any first of the month. So in my
I've
family,
never heard that before.
In my family text group chat, you always try to beat everybody else. You try to wake them up with a text.
And my family, you mean your wife and your kid, your two kids? Okay, so it's not like extended, parents.
We
and
didn't do it. It just
cousins.
It was an our family thing. By the way, Arvell Reese, linebacker. Arvell Reese.
He's the guy?
All I know is I kept seeing him, and I saw an NFL impact player in Arvell Reese. I don't know if anybody else thinks that, but he looked pretty awesome to me. And if he is really 6'4", 243, I can line him up anywhere.
As long as he doesn't just fall down on his own in space like your offensive lineman you like.
I'm sticking with him. I'm sticking with the Oregon tackle who has a tendency to fall down.
Just falls down on his own.
Yeah, Arvell Reese, 20 years old, 6'4", 243.
Well,
all right.
We'll get more into that when it comes. What is it? April, May? When's the draft?
I know people are like, of course, Bernstein. Everybody loves that guy. All right. Well, I happened to see him, and I said, him. I want that guy.
All right. See if the Bears can get him.
Yes. Now.
All right. Now that's it for Forward Progress.
That's it for Forward Progress. When do I say goodbye?
Whenever you want.
Bye.
10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress. A Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abatacola on 312 Sports.